Welcome, 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 my lovelies. Welcome back. I've wearing my jacket today. I've just got the back bit on at the moment and the neck. Lovely, lovely. Although it's not that cold outside at the moment. Today. It's getting a bit milder. I'm sure it will probably just go colder again as the week goes on. But never mind that. Cheers, my lovelies. Oh, I took a while setting up this morning, so I've got a half warm cup of tea. Let's put that down. Never mind. So today, this is part 7 of Georgie's Palace. Yay, part 7. And I'm looking over there because that's where it is. Well, the front doors of it. So today we're going to do more to the front panels of the house. The side panels, the side walls, there it is over there. The side walls, they won't actually be seen much in the house the way the palace is situated, or will be in our conservatory. So I'm just going to paint those the same colour, but I'm not going to do fancy windows on the side. What I am going to do is leave the original windows that it comes with, the little just wooden frame bits that clip inside, and then on the inside I'm going to cover them in black card. So from the outside it just looks like the white woodwork with the black blackened in, so they look like the fake windows that I was talking about in another video, where they years ago there used to be a glass tax, and people were charged for the amount of glass panes they had in their houses. So I'm just going to give it that effect on the side because it's easy, cheaper and quick to do, and that's fine. What we also will be doing, let me put my eyes on, I have bought some Fimo. I've bought a few packs of Fimo, and I'm going to try and do some of these pink moulds just to see how that comes out. So we'll find out how easy it is to put in. I'm going to bake them and then we'll just see how that comes out. Some of you have mentioned or emailed and commented and said about using Fimo. Somebody else gave a good idea of using the hot glue gun. So I will actually try that as well on this video. So we will do that. And also, I haven't opened it yet, although it won't be much to look at. It's still sealed. But I ordered some, I have to remember what it's called, silicone rubber. More of that to make more of these silicone blocks, because I've got more of these sorts of things to make moulds for. I've got quite a lot of them, so I'm going to open that now because I've had this for a couple of days, but I've been waiting to start the video so I can show you at the same time. So I don't actually know even how it's sealed. That's strong glue. I wonder what they use to seal this. Right, okay. Here we are. Okay. So there should be two bottles. Oh. Right. Oh, and some bit of paper, obviously giving you instructions, I'm guessing. Very tightly packed. I suppose it makes it safer for them posting. So here we have silicone rubber. I've no idea what this is going to be like. I don't know the brands of silicone. This one that I did use, that I had for quite a while, it's worked perfectly. These may or may not work. I don't know. Let's find out. But it's 1-to-1 ratio. So one's named A, one's named B. So you just mix the two together and leave it to dry. It will give instructions on how long I have to leave it, but we will get round to that. Right, I want to do something with that now. Maybe on a wall or something. I don't know. Who knows? Right. Okay, so I shall read the German instructions. Spanish. I can read some little bits of Spanish. I might try it in Spanish first, and then Chinese, I think, and Italian. Oh, there's more on the back. Anyway, right. Oh, and luckily, English. Although it doesn't look like it's that hard to use. So, what I'm going to do is finish my cold cup of tea. No, I won't. Ugh. I don't like them when they get cold. Right, okay, so let's go straight over there. I'll show you what I've been putting on the front, and we'll carry on with that. Yay! So here we have the front of the palace so far with the gold. The little, well, not so little really in scale, they'd be quite big, but the crowns, I've got a few more drying where I've painted them, so they're going to go right along the top there. So they should be on in the next shot. But there's the lower windows with the slightly grander tops to them. Looking a bit chipped and worn looking, but still in the gold, just to add a slight bit of age. And I'm just painting the door to put that together, but I'll show you what I'm doing with that in a minute. Okay, so that's all the crowns at the top fitted. Starting to look quite regal. It's Georgie's palace. So there we are. And now we'll do a bit more to the door. We'll just sit and do a bit to the door and different things around it as we go on our journey. Now, I'm just painting these other pieces, little moulds that I want on the front of the house as well. Like I said, detail on top of detail on top of detail. So this is there's no, I think really there won't be anything in this palace that is underwhelming, hopefully, in my head anyway. Hopefully you'll agree, but this is definitely going to be the most OTT project or house that I have ever decorated. I was just sitting thinking, painting these and thinking, so I thought I'd put the video on so you could join in and listen to my chat. The Georgie's Palace, I did mention I think I mentioned already in one of the videos that I got the idea for the front of it from Catherine Palace, and I didn't really go into much detail. But I had been looking on Google and found a photo of it from the outside. I hadn't really found much else really, and I don't want to copy this building. None of the building, inside or the outside, will be. I'm not trying to make it a replica of anything that exists. All I'm doing is going through the process of getting ideas and where I find my inspiration from. And I just thought while I'm doing this, I will sort of just chat to you about that. But as I said, a lot of the time at night, I usually have this all going around in my mind, different things. But since chatting and mentioning Catherine Palace, Lana, hello there, Lana. I'll give you a sideways wave. Lana from New South Wales, Australia. Good day, Lana. Hope you're having a nice one. It's getting into your winter, isn't it now? Which is really strange as we're going through into our spring. I guess you're in the autumn period of weather-wise. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day anyway. But mentioning that, you then emailed me, and it was just absolutely brilliant to know that during your visits to different places around the world, Catherine Palace was one of the places you'd visited. And I know I've talked to you already and spoke to you on email, but I have to just thank you on the video here. Absolutely brilliant photos you sent of it for me, to use as inspiration of the outside of the building, but more important, some of the rooms on the inside. I've never seen anything like it. And when I opened your email with these photos, I just was laughing away with excitement. If you'd been there, you would have wondered what was so funny. But as you know, I laugh with excitement, which is lovely, which is why I'm always giggling. But yes, you sent me some fabulous photos. That's given me ideas. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to keep that. I've got those photos saved, obviously, but also, places to get inspiration are books as well. I have a lovely, really lovely book on architecture in general. In fact, I shall pause the video in a sec and I shall just get it to show you, because it's just absolutely fantastic, and it gives you ideas for doing either houses or room boxes from different countries. Jam side up, as they say. Well, that was a bit of luck. That's an English saying when you drop a piece of toasted bread on the floor with something on it and it lands with the good side up. It's meant to be lucky. It's not lucky, it's just I've just turned over my green mat because it was in such a state and I am already marking it. Where's the luck in that? Anyway, oh dear. Okay, so I have just one more of these left, and then this paint dries really quite quickly. Maybe because the weather's getting milder and I've got the heater on. It's actually on a very low setting because I had my heated vest on, or gilet on, and it was just too warm. So some days it will be worn and some days it will be hanging up in the wardrobe. But yeah, and also here, as you can see, I've got a balcony going on. We do have it's a sort of false balcony, I'm calling it. So it doesn't, you can't walk out onto it. There's going to be, one of the windows will be behind it. It's just for decor and enhancement of the building. Yes, that was what I was going to say, was to get ideas. Everyone's different in their houses, and thank goodness that is why we have so much diversity. So I'm just thankful that all these different people are out there. I'm talking about you guys mainly. The fact that some of you are, I can't remember the word for it now, I'm not thinking clearly, but you want to do the houses or the rooms exactly as they would have been in that period. So you wouldn't have anything in that's out of date, or you want everything made exactly how it would be. That is absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love that. And some people don't stick to reality at all. They just do their own thing and they don't care. And there's lots of people and things in between. This is a sort of in between. So what I do want is obviously the very elaborate style. The pieces that I put in, some of them are going to be veering towards Rococo style, some 18th century sort of like Louis XIV, Louis XV, these periods. There'll be Renaissance looking stuff. And by the way, this banner, this railing, that's wet paint. I had a length of this which was too long for the for what I wanted, and I didn't have the return pieces, so I cut it and glued it. One side went perfectly, and the wood that I had left, I had no choice but to make it this way. So as you see, it won't be noticed. People won't be picking it out. They'll have so much to look at. But two of the posts there are closer together than all the other posts, and I actually want to celebrate that, the fact that some things don't have to be perfect. I mean, the rest of it isn't really perfect. It's just thickly painted with gold. So I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is you can have a mistake here and there. One lady showed me, emailed me photos of a house that she was doing, I think for a relative, for a young'un relative, and she'd put the wallpaper on one of the walls upside down. It had animals or something on it, and it was upside down. And I wrote back to her, and she said about taking it off, and I said leave it on, just to have a quirky wall like that where the wallpaper is obviously upside down. Even if it was in a real house, it would just be that's the character of the room. So celebrate the mistakes sometimes and point them out. I wasn't going to try and not mention that to you guys. I mean, maybe one day someone really studying it may comment and say, do you know one of the posts are closer than the rest of them? And that people might still do that if they haven't really listened to the video properly. But yes, that's done on purpose. I could not get that side the same as that side with the wood I had left, but you make do. What I'm going to do while these bits are drying, I'm just going to lift the camera up and get one of my references that I am using for for inspiration. Now, excuse me. So here we have a very heavy book. This is not one of my bedtime reading books, sadly, although I would love to be flicking through this when we go to bed. But it's when you're lying on your back in bed, that is far too hard to hold up and read. So thinner books for bed, larger books for coffee time when we're sitting when I'm in the conservatory and I just want to read through a couple of chapters or something. But this is a book on architecture. Who knew? And there's just a short bit there saying that discover the story of architecture from ancient dwellings to steel skyscrapers. Obviously some of those are in America and other big cities. Classical monuments to 21st century sustainable design, featuring more than 700 buildings and key movements and styles from around the world. Architecture is a unique testament to over 10,000 years of human imagination. The last word in that whole whole saying there is, I'm always saying to you, whatever you're doing to your house, the creation you're making, the story you're going through, you are only held back by your own imagination. So allow your imagination, have moments in time where you just relax, sit down, whether it's bedtime or sometime, late afternoon, whenever. Just sit down, close your eyes and go into your house in your mind, the one that you're working on, and picture things on the walls, picture furniture. What kind of style are we looking at? And really, really feel it. It's just, when you start doing that, it just gets more and more exciting as the time goes on. So obviously this book it covers times before the Egyptian pyramids. It starts before then. But obviously I got inspiration for doing the Egyptian Museum from this book. I'm pointing over there because the palace is over there, but the basement of it is up in the house now, out of the way. But yes, I got the inspiration for that from there. There are so many different styles, different buildings, and it's absolutely, the book is fantastic. Again, I just got this online. I'm not trying to sell it for the company or the people who wrote it. But I'm just saying it's a fabulous book. There's loads of books on architecture, but this is, I've got Chinese influences here because I'm going to be doing a Chinese style looking room in the palace. But there's also the Rococo styles, Renaissance. There's all different periods that I'm taking bits from to work the rest of the house. Look, we have our swags and tails here, which I've making in the plaster work. But also, if I show you the page that I have marked, we have a picture of the Rococo style Catherine Palace. Has dazzling white pillars, gilded stucco and sky blue walls. So everyone can see, if I can hold it up, that's where I got the idea for Georgie's palace. The outside, anyway. As I say, the beautiful Lana has sent me photographs from when she visited the palace, Catherine Palace, and sent me the pictures of some of the inside of the rooms. Absolutely, I couldn't sleep all night after looking at those, which was brilliant. Also, I'll show you here that I've been repainting the door that came with the house. So I've got some gold pillars here. I've got the gold doors. I'm going to put hardware on the doors at some point. I don't know what yet, but something will go on there. So that's the beginning of the door. I'm not gluing it in yet because I'm adding more to it. And above it will be going the balcony over the top there. So that will be building up the middle of the front of the house. And talking of the house, or the front door of the house, I have got some bits of MDF here that I have been cutting to the shape and the length that I want. But for the front of the front door, I'm going to have an extra floor area on there to put things on. But I want this in a stone effect. I want this. I don't want this white. I want it to look like a real stone. And to match that, I'm going to put a real stone plinth, or a look of a stone plinth, on the top as well for the balcony to sit on. So that will look like stone as well. I did mention that at one point on the videos, and the lovely Mandy, hello there Mandy, in the UK. Hi Mandy. I have posted your item that you bought from me the other day, so it should be with you. Well, you will have got it by the time you see this video, but hope you like it. But yes, Mandy mentioned that you can get Stonelux paint, so I'm not paid to advertise or anything. No, they haven't sent me anything, but I'll just put the name up there to help you guys in case it's something you fancy buying. But I have ordered some Stonelux paints, 3 of them, I can't remember now, 3, 4, can't remember. But when they arrive, I will be using those to do these stone pieces here. So I can't complete that bit until that arrives. That hasn't arrived at this point. But also, I did want to say, going forward with getting inspiration from different things and things that you might not think about. For this palace, just for the insides of it, just to get the feel of, just to put it in the mindset of opulence and grandeur. I mean, I'll be making and buying and painting and wallpapering and doing what I do up to what I can afford. So, you know, it won't be, it will be an impression of what I want, but you can think beyond that to give you the sort of feeling and the inspiration to buy things. So another thing that I also look for this palace is haute couture shows on YouTube, haute couture fashion shows. especially Iris van Harpen, Schiaparelli, oh my god, Schiaparelli, Robert One, I'll put these names on the screen for you, and Zuhair Murad. Zuhair, his, oh my goodness, the clothes are unbelievable. They're obviously haute couture, they're all completely unwearable, but they obviously, these haute couture fashion shows, the designers make these things. Some of them are used for award ceremonies for very rich people, but a lot of them are really just showing what their abilities are, and then they can make things that people can afford a bit better. But the Zuhair Murad, the spring summer 2025 haute couture show, I'll find it by the time I've done this video, so I'll put that on the screen. But that one, that showed a lot of garments that I was really getting inspiration for colours and things for the inside of the palace. There was, I've probably picked that video as the wrong one. If it's incorrect, I'll make sure it's up on the screen. But I think it was that video that they had the different models on, and one of a black model came on. She was very black, absolutely beautiful model, and she was wearing this like turquoise aqua green silk dress, and it was just that color, nothing else, and the color of that against her beautiful looking skin is just so dramatic. I'm getting carried away and I need to get on with this. But I just want to tell you, these are the sort of things I look for, and it's all free. It's all on YouTube. So you can, they don't know me. I'm not advertising any of them. I'll never ever get to meet anyone to do with anything like that in my lifetime. But I can use their shows and things on YouTube to get my own inspiration. So that's the sort of thing I look at to get the inspiration from. And also, you have to keep in mind with this palace that it is a very rich modern couple that live in it, and they've moved in and they're having the rooms done up. So like I say, to the traditionalists out there that want things exactly in period and in time, and that piece of furniture you wouldn't have in a time like that, this palace is going to be a whole mishmash of all these different opulent periods, because they can have it done, they can have it decorated, a room that way. So it's going to be from maybe different times or different styles all mixed together. So, and that's the fun of doing a house. You can do a bit of this and a bit of that, whatever takes your fancy. Right, let's move on. I've got some. Let's glue these bits on the front of the house. Okay, here we have the rest of the gold attached to the palace. I think they look splendid. And I love the different shades of the dark and the light sky blue as the sun comes in the room. Obviously it won't be here when it's finished. It will be upright and in the conservatory. But I think the sun will come in on that wall where it's going to be positioned. So hopefully we'll get diagonal lights, rays of sun across it as the day goes on. I can't wait to see what that looks like, because it brings out the gold when the sun hits it. Just fabulous. Right, okay. I have been, as you can see, I have been playing around with resin, epoxy resin. I did this yesterday, and they feel quite solid now. So I don't know how they're going to come out, but it's these little pink moulds. I tried one in the moulds that I made, and I just wanted to see if it did anything, and if it did, how did it look? So we'll take this out. Oh, this is quite bendy, so I don't know, sort of quite rubbery, so I don't know how how well it's going to behave, if at all. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it may have worked if I had left it in another day. This was the old resin that I had, and I just mixed up a small amount, so I'm not sure if I mixed up the right amount. As I said, I've got the new resin that has arrived, so I may try that in that in that mold again, but with a different resin. So if you don't leave them long enough, they don't set properly. But that's something we've all learnt together for people who haven't tried it. So we'll put that aside. Right, okay, so we'll... And resin is so hard to get off. It really is. So let's see if any of these are much thinner. So we'll see how this comes out. This might be a complete disaster again. I think this is going to turn into silicone mold gate. Celebrate your mistakes as you celebrate your successes. Oh, and this is reasonably a success. I don't know how this paints. I'm sure it will paint up well. They still feel a bit sticky. But oh, and I don't have any here. Lady said, somebody, one of you lovely people did say, why don't you hold a bit of white paper up in front of your eyepieces that you're showing? And that, oh no, do you know, I've just thought to do this because I remember a comment, and I'm just showing you something that's see-through. Black paper, anybody? I've got my phone case here. Oh, there we are. So that looks like that's worked. What a time to try the white paper trick. But I do know what you mean. If we pick up something that's got colour in it, then there you are, it shows. I must remember that trick when, or that tip, when it comes to showing something that's less see-through. So, if I, oh there, that one's a success. And it comes with the very thin bits around it that I can just cut off. I've seen people cut these off with scissors, or pull them off, or you put them on the top and use a craft knife to cut round them. But I do know, I don't know which room yet, but I do know I'm going to put lots of these in, swags and tails. So let's try one of these molds and see what they are looking like. Oh, that one's come out easily. There we are. That looks really quite good, and it's showing all the details. So right, okay, so the new epoxy resin that I've bought, I shall mix that up and start making lots of these to go in the room. I want some very fine ones, very small ones. Let's try this little baby here. Oh, yes, that's come out really nice. So I'll be interested to see if this gold paint, goes on them okay. What I will do, I'm not going to finish those now because they'll just be used in general inside the building. So I will maybe leave them. I'm not using them yet, so I think I might leave them even another day just to make sure they're definitely hardened, as that one was slightly wet there and sticky, but only very slightly. So okay, so far so good with the silicone molds. We're getting there. Now I'm just choosing the glue and glaze glue to put the windows in. It's just a glue for gluing glass or perspex, and it dries clear, so it doesn't leave glue marks on the edge of the windows as much as other glues would leave. So I'll just put in some fine bits around the edges. These I find if I just put it around the edges and a couple of dots where the windows cross over, then that's usually ample. I wouldn't go across up and down every strut. It's lightweight glass, well, I'm calling it glass, but it's lightweight, so it doesn't, it's just overdoing it, putting glue everywhere. If you're buying the windows and they come with the window panes, if they haven't got window panes, then you can get the perspex that you just cut yourself, which is fine. But I just wanted to show you, they usually come with a coating on them, and you just peel it off and glue it in. If you had any windows in your dollhouse that you wanted to obscure the light slightly, I would suggest a bathroom window where you wouldn't have people looking in through the window into your bathroom, which you can either get the plastic and lightly sand it with very fine sandpaper, and it just mists it over, or if you want it opaque throughout but just almost visible, peel off one side, and then it's not as clear as normal glass, but you do have one coat in there, so you can sort of see in but not properly, and it just gives it a different effect. So that's if you want to do that, then you can. So just take these off and place it in like so, and then if I get a couple of little I'm using pots of glaze because they're quite heavy, the glaze, and it just helps gravity to push the windows down into the glue just while they dry. So I'll carry on doing this one and then finish off the bigger windows and the arch windows. I won't film all that, but I'm just showing you how I'm doing it basically. So I'll get on with that and we'll get that finished next. Okay, here we have, now you can see the reflection in some of the windows of the glass. So that's all put in now. It just brings the windows to life. I haven't put any in the front door yet. I'm going to cut my own acetate to go in there. But that will be done when I do the concrete base or the stone base and the ledge on the top, which will be next, I hope. Okay, so the end of this video is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's going to be slightly longer because I have not one but 3 different things to tell you or show you. This was going to be the only thing I was going to end the video with, so I'll do that. Just to give you an idea of the objects and the furniture that I'm going to be putting into Georgie's palace. I have to say this is going to take me years to do because I want really nice pieces in there, so it's just going to be one now and again. But just even the little bit of furniture I have at the moment to go in, I have been saving and collecting for 3 years now. The actual owners of the house would probably buy a piece each weekend or have it ordered, and it would be the exact replica, the real thing, obviously. But I'm just trying to give that sort of impression. So a lot of the furniture won't be that special. Some of the furniture I'm going to paint myself, you know, but just to blend in, nice stuff and different stuff. So this is one of the pieces. Oh, there's a glass pane come out, but I will put those back in again. But that's just to show you the detail on that. Absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. Absolutely brilliant. The glass panes have come out, they're lying inside there, but I will glue those in properly before the piece goes into the house. I don't know which room that's going into yet, but I love it. So stuff like that. I'll grab, I don't know, what else have we got? Oh, I have this piece of bespoke furniture, little trolley with you know, you can put things on it, really nicely carved, and the door that the unit underneath the house that I've been storing stuff, that one of the doors was open one day, and I went through because I heard a sort of rustling bag sound, and I found Georgie nibbling the back legs off the piece of furniture. I mean, they're completely eaten away. So I'll have to put just some couple of little bits of wood in and glue them in, trying to join them and paint them and just make them look, just so it will stand up. And he also had a nibble around the corner there. A piece of bespoke furniture. It's taken me years to collect these. Oh dear. It just shows you I'm laughing. I wasn't planning on taking that bit out. It was just through, I'm looking through a plastic bag of stuff here. But it just shows you these are not the most important things in the universe. Happiness is much more important than material objects. I've got I don't know, what have I got in here? A box. Ah, yes. There we are. Look at, I should have something to hold that up, or do the white paper trick. There we go. Look. That's metal as well. It's got ram's heads on the legs there. As always, I can't focus properly on the video. But stuff like this, really sort of Rococo looking, basically really over the top. So anyway, so that will go on well over time in the far distant future when I'm doing videos of dressing different rooms. I'll just do them gradually one at a time, and then some furniture may move from room to room depending on how it evolves, but that's the whole journey of it, that's the whole excitement of it. So that's that, just to give you an idea of the style I'm going for. It would be much quicker done if it was a cheaper style, but these sort of things aren't cheap really. The other thing was, I've got this morning, this is why I'm adding this onto this video, I have had a card from Denise in Kingston, New York, and she does write a comment a lot. In fact, hello Denise if you're watching, but I just got a card through this morning just for the hell of it, and look. It's brilliant. I have to say, I have looked over this and read it maybe half a dozen times so that I can just read it to you without bursting into tears. Because it's just wonderful. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. So this is from Denise, the lady herself. And she goes to visit her godmother, who is still living on her own, I think. But anyway, she was going, when she goes over to visit, she started showing Peggy, her godmother, videos on YouTube. Hello Peggy, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. Sending love from across the pond, Peggy. So Denise says, Dear Rich, my godmother Peggy and I have a new tradition. When I visit her, we watch your videos together. You are bringing her so much joy, and me as well. She has a health issue now that has affected her eyesight. But she has a very large TV, so she can see you quite clearly. I took the painted ladies dresser to show her. Denise bought the painted ladies dresser that I did, just a one-off, and she loved it, in capital letters. Next visit, I will take your mini pottery, because Denise has been buying little vases from me. Thank you to everyone that's bought one or more of my own handmade vases. I feel very proud when they actually get sold, that somebody wants to have them in their house. Get back to the card, Richard. Come on, Rich. Peggy feels confined now, even though she continues to live alone. Your videos have opened up a whole new world for her. See, I've read this 6 times already, and I wasn't going to get emotional. She worked at a local grocery store in the bakery until she was 92. I don't know, can I be working till I'm 92? I don't know. I'm hoping I'm still here and able to just speak. That would be a bonus. 92. Now that our snows have melted away, I will take her out more. She misses the social aspect of being out working. Your videos make her feel like she is sitting across the table from you. I was not going to do this, and I think we will watch your Parisian haberdashery videos next. I hope you and John Boy are having a great day. Love to you both and the kitties. Peggy loves Nigel. I don't think she's seen Georgie yet. Denise. And at the top, you're right at the top, I've got a little bit here from Peggy herself, and I have to say, although I can read your writing, Peggy, you're not quite as bad as me. I'm left-handed, and I am so embarrassed with my writing. I'm surprised anyone can read it. Dear Rich, you are so special. So blessed to have Denise, my goddaughter, to see more of your beautiful, enjoyable, fantastic work. I am delighted to be part of your miniature family. Love, Peggy. I wasn't going to do this, but anyway, hey, I've done it, and I can't keep filming and refilming, so there, you got it. This is the cut we're getting. Thank you so much, Denise and Peggy, for just sending a card and just to know that you're enjoying what I'm doing. I have to say, I'm not complaining at all. I'm loving every second, but I put so much work every day and so much time into these videos that it's just so nice to hear that somebody actually enjoys what I'm doing. Anyway, so the last thing, oh my goodness me, the last thing is later on in the morning I received this box. I've taken off the address. I received this box and inside it's actually from the Royal Pavilion and Museum Shop from Brighton and Hove Museums, which is a very, very special shop. The return address on it was to the Royal Pavilion and Museum Shop, so it's been sent from there. And I have to say, this has come as a complete and utter surprise. And I want somebody to help me here. So it's got two items in it, and I have never seen either of them. This is a book called George, the Pavilion Cat, and it's got a picture of the Brighton Pavilion behind it. This is what's really confused me, because on my videos for doing Georgie's Palace, I have said that I've been getting references from the Brighton Pavilion, some of the outrageous rooms. I'm going to do a sort of Oriental Chinesey room. It won't look like the one in the Brighton Pavilion, but it's given me inspiration to do my own much cheaper version. Oh, and I have to say, Lana, you did say when you sent photos of the outside and the inside of Catherine Palace, where I've got my inspiration for the outside from, all the gold work you said, where everything is covered in gold, is actually 24 karat liquid gold painting on everything. So I just want everyone to know that me being as naive as I am, went online to think, you know, maybe something this size, I'll see how much a tub of 24 karat liquid gold is, you know, just to do all the gold that I'm doing on Georgie's Palace outside and inside. And when I looked and found a bottle and how much it is, I can let you know now officially there will be no 24 karat liquid gold used in this project. We would have to remortgage our actual home just to paint this building. So anyway, but this has arrived in this box. The box is that big because it had this in, it can't be folded up. But it's George the Pavilion Cat by Judy Pennington. And I had no idea. In fact, this is the first time I've looked on the back, but it says, what does it say? Oh, this is a true story of Brighton's most famous feline, George, a stray who walked into the Royal Pavilion one day and became the palace cat. His happy history, told by local author Judy Pennington and beautifully illustrated by Julia Panet Sexton, will charm cat lovers everywhere. So it's someone that knows me out there, then you are probably watching right now. So I haven't read it yet. This is obviously tonight's bedtime reading. I'm going to take my time with every page. Oh, wow, and look at the illustrations. I mean, this is a beautiful little book. And, you know, this couldn't be any more related to what I'm doing. And also, I didn't know what this was as well, but it's wrapping paper for presents. It's gift wrap paper, and there's half a dozen sheets of this. I think this is wallpaper from what I read on the thing. I think it's wallpaper print taken from inside the pavilion. But look, this is just for gift wrapping. Can you see this? And I love the smell of books, and I love the smell of new paper and old paper, in fact. But look at that. To think this was I'm sure this is, from what the paper says, I'm sure this is taken from the pavilion. But I haven't looked yet, and I don't know if I can cut a piece. If I'll get the height of the ceilings in there when I do the Oriental room. I don't know if this will go on one wall. If I cut it, just a big design. I don't know yet, but I might be able to cut one piece up and use it in the palace. I've only just thought of saying that now, so I don't have any idea if it would fit or not. So watch this space. But I will use this for any of John Boy's gifts, presents on his birthday, saving it for his birthday or for Christmas. His birthday's at the end of May, and then Christmas, but I will use that for sure. But does somebody, George maybe, you probably know who sent you. So if someone is out there and someone knows about this, could they please let themselves be known, because I need to thank you. Absolutely, what a surprise. A complete surprise. Anyway, I will love you and leave you. Take care, everybody, and speak to you ASAP. Bye all.